Hello, everyone. I am getting set up right now, trying to get into the mindset for streaming. Oof, I'm a little tired, so it's a bit of a slow start. I'm getting there. Gotta finish doing some posts and stuff. Gonna pin that. Go over into YouTube chat. There we go. Go ahead and drop that in YouTube chat. And that probably was awful sounding for a little bit there. Sorry about that. You know what? I'll just go ahead and mute that tab so we don't have to worry about that again. I wish they would make it easier for me to... There we go. The live control room. And I'll pin that one. Alright. Both links are pinned in both chats. Alright. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Another stream. Do I stream every day? No, I don't stream every day. My Twitch people know this. I stream. The general goal is to stream Tuesdays and Thursdays. I stream from 8 a.m. till noon. And then on Wednesdays, I stream from 11 to 3. Every other weekend, I will stream at night. It was from 8 till midnight, but we've been having some issues with my kid interrupting, so I'll probably push that back to 10 to 2. And then, yeah, that's pretty much how that goes. So, yeah, no, not every day, but shoot for 3 days a week. Yep, I mostly stream during the day because that's when my kid's not home, so it makes it really easy for me to be able to stream and stuff. Hello, Wander. I see you. Thanks for coming out like always. Always come out to my stream. And I appreciate it. Alright. Like the stream title says, today going to be working on getting Vastrial and Zavir done. We're going to start the stream by doing Vastrial because he's the easier of the two. Zavir's about to be pretty much as complicated as Alexia was. But other than that, you know, he is pretty simple compared to the scenarios. And then, if we have time before noon, I'll go ahead and work on implementation of all of the new sprites, including the conditional switching for the words for the Snobby sprites, and do a little bit of coding on stream. You know, that thing I don't do because I don't like to code on stream because I feel like a total noob. But yeah, that's the general plan for the day. I still haven't decided what the select screen's gonna look like. It's been a whole thing. But other than that, we're just gonna go ahead and get going before the cats with me today. But like I said, we're going to start off by doing Vastrial, mostly just because he should be super easy. Actually, you can, because if you're a part of our Discord community, I just uploaded the build of words escape me, of Fatal Frontiers, which is basically the game I made to teach myself Ren'Py when I was learning Ren'Py in order to code Blade of the Archangels in it. It's a cosmic horror game where you play as a space captain trying to survive against a planet that wants to consume you. That is the most simplest way I can describe the game. And it is pretty simple. It kind of has some of the points that we want to be in Boda. It's sci-fantasy, but it's definitely not Blade of the Archangels. Like, there's no combat, there's none of that in it. It's just a very simple experience. There's 6 different endings. The game remembers if you've played it before. So yeah, that's about it for it. Like, it's nothing too in-depth. Like I said, it was the game I used to teach myself the system. But fun. It's got replayability in it. It takes about 20 minutes to complete a run through 6 endings, so it's got a good little chunk of stuff in it. I love how I keep trying to find these stupid images. I can't find them. Let's stream chat up so I can see it. Go take a second. Cleaned up my desk and it doesn't feel like it. Yeah. So if you want to go ahead and play that, because it's not released publicly anywhere yet, it's actually missing all of the background music, but for the most part done. So I went ahead and threw the build up on the Discord so people can mess around with it, get some feedback on it before it is considered like done type thing. And then yeah, we'll go from there. So we're going to start off the stream working on Vastrial. My brain is all over the place. I've been doing a lot of stuff, and so I'm forgetting where my folders and stuff are. Oh my god. And luckily for me, for now, we're just doing Vastrial Droid. We're not doing any other form of Vastrial. He will eventually have his own, like, human characterized version, but for now we're just doing the droid version of him, which makes my life super simple, because he is just a sphere with some added bonuses. So we actually want the outline to be black. We want that. Make this shape green. There we go. We're like 99% done. I'm kidding. That outline is actually not thick enough. There we go. Let's try that. That's better. I like that outline a lot better. There we go. And everything else will just be built inside of that. This is our base. Everything else is on top of it. So, just go ahead and do the everything else is locked onto that base. So we'll go ahead and do our lines. Okay, so the fun part with lines is this is actually the one thing I don't want built in automatically, because I kind of want them to go off if we're going to move the eye around. Actually, I'm going to put this in the stone folder and call it I. I'm not bringing the eyes back. And it does have its own color. Whoops. I was working on exporting the Zanavis earlier, and I forgot that I turned off the whole thing where it was referencing like the color stuff. So there's that. So that's the eye. Actually, I want the pupil to be separate too, so that I can move it inside the eye. Actually, I'm gonna erase that, and I'm just gonna do the, nope, not that, that. And on top of it, we'll have the pupil, which will be bound to being inside the eye. Help if I have something in here. The lines, it's just on the black. And then I draw it bigger. I guess it's fine for the most part. Probably the best I'm gonna get. There we go. There's his people. So now, move it, but then I can also just move that one. Shaped a little bit more than I would. There we go. Looks a little less like it's supposed to be looking a specific way. And then we can move it back. And move it there. There we go. That's exactly what I wanted. And that should mean that I could move the eye. Well, because at the moment it's not like. Ooh. I wish it could wrap a little better, but regardless, it's just good enough that it kind of doesn't go off. Alright. So, and then the last thing we want underneath all of this put these back where they need to be. Up there are the markings. And these down. I want to take them a little bit off of the sphere, which is why I have this like that. Down a little bit. I'm saying like that a lot, I'm sorry. Oh, and down. Okay, and so the idea is that I could do that, but then, to an extent, shift the lines around. Since it's not routerized or anything, so they just exist. Keep these going a little bit. It gives a little bit more of a 3D feel, even if it's not real. It creates the illusion that there's a 3D element. So then we move his eye. We can move them independently all together to make it kind of look like he's turning and looking. That's about the limit. And so there we go. No, it needs to be underneath, actually. We'll just go ahead and use my smooth brush, one of my favorite tools. Slight glow. Problem is, I think I got it too close to the edge. Yep, he's got a line for the glow. That's the one downside. I gotta be careful that I don't get too close to the edge with it, otherwise it creates that nasty. Just one glow. I'm gonna put this all in a folder called Vast. So that way we can always move all of it without much work. So I don't need the whole thing, I just grabbed this folder. We still got an edge on both sides. Goodness. Maybe if I'll just make it a little bigger. Change canvas size. Just make it look that much bigger. And redo it one more time. There we go. That should fix it for the most part. How did somehow... Okay, it looks like we have no nasty lines now. That's good. And now... I think that's it as far as colors, which is why I was doing this, because it's so easy. Now I just need to animate them. It's pretty easy. He's just going to have one animation. You know what? I think there's another thing. There we go. There we go. So, let's first do this. And so, this one. And move this around. Actually, it's not what I want to use. I want to use this one. But I still want that to be. There it is. And then here. Move it a little bit. Give it that. this folder. We technically want to animate the pupil first. Because it's underneath. So I'm going to grab that one. And we want to frame it there. We want to end up back here at the end. Just drag that right there, it's all good. Alright. Oh, also, as always, I don't think I mentioned it, the music in the background of the stream was done by Nikki A. Art. The music in our new game will also be, in Fatal Frontier, will also be by Nikki A. Because she's amazing and I love working with her, and she's our studio musician, so. There we go. It looks a little weird right now. Let's not let that happen. We could get trying to get things straight after it's been accidentally rotated. So let's just go back until it's undone. There we go. No, I'll be with that again. I don't like that either, so we'll just move that up. There we go. Now we can take the whole eye folder, our transformation to that. And we want to put it here. Let's see. Oh, rotate it. Right? Oh, that's because this eye isn't starting in the same places. That's where the issue is. It's this transformation. So what we'll do instead with that one now we'll move that back to there, move that to there. Move that to right there. Move that to right there. See how that looks. He's actually going to have a full 5-second. And what I'm going to do in these last 5 seconds, we're going to put another key for the whole folder, like right there. And just a slide down. And I'm going to do the same with this. There. Just the same. Nope. Actually, it looks like that. Oh no, because I need to key it here first. And then like right here we can do this. There we go. It almost makes it look like he's shrugging. Like he's just saying, what do I care? Maybe if we get rid of this key. It just happens a little too fast. There we go. Yeah. And of course, we'll take the whole folder and then, I don't know, copy this key. Let me copy it. And then we're gonna just paste it here and then leave it. Oop. There we go. Wait a second. I need to see what this looks like now. Maybe it's moving a little too often. That's weird, because it's definitely been moving. Okay. So yeah, maybe it's just moving a little too often, and that's why it kind of looks weird. We'll also change the type of animation. So we also need to go to the end to make sure that the endpoint and the beginning point match. So like right about here, you move down a bit, and then we'll wait to about here, move them up. Let's see what that does. It just feels like it's moving too much. It feels like there's too much movement. So, how about this? We will take all of these keys. Which it's funny because there's only like a couple of keys. That key shouldn't even be there. Maybe take it here. Move this hold until there. And then make this smooth. And then, nope. And then do the same thing here. Not with the pupil, but with the eye. Make that into a hold. need to adjust the pupil. All of that's fine because he's just looking around. But then here, pupil needs to be looking that way. There we go, that looks better. See how it looks now. Could drag this out a little bit. Get rid of this keyframe. Move all of these to like maybe there. Yeah, I like the way that looks a lot better. I think that's a good look for him. I think that looks a lot better. I think so at least. Yep, that's what we like to see. Get hydrated. So easy. So I'll actually show you really quick, since we are done with them so quickly, I'll show you how we export it, which is what I do on my own time with all the other characters. So do that. We make this black. And then we'll go File, Animation, Movie. We don't want to do it into this folder. As you can see, I've been working on exporting Male Sonobi. I'm almost done. And then I still gotta export Alexia's. We'll do a new folder. Best. And all of his stuff will eventually go in here. But for now, we're just gonna put these, and then we're gonna save it as Vast Droid. Oh. Alpha. This is the alpha part of the video. So what this is doing is saving the alpha information. Everything that's white will show up in Engine, and then everything that's black will be transparent. So it just makes sure that Vast will be transparent in Engine. And then I'll change this back to a gray. Oh wow, it literally looks like he's floating in the void now. Look at him float. Look at him go. And now we'll save as. I want to go ahead and save the clip. And then we'll export his video. Export animation movie. We'll do the same thing. We're just going to take the word alpha off it. And we're just going to call it Vastrial. So there we go. And now it's all ready to be added into the engine with its alpha mask. I hit the export animation button again just so you can see both in the folder. Yep. And see, now it's ready to be put in engine because we've got the alpha mask to make sure only he will be visible as he's moving. The animations are exactly the same. And we've got the actual visual part that we want to be seen. So yeah, that's actually how I save them. I have to export them all. I was doing it with Male Sonobi earlier. So we're actually done with Vastrial now. I don't like the way that blends in. It looks kind of weird, so we're going to make it later. And same file. And just save it as for Zavir. Oh, Zavir. Oh, Zavir. Oh, man, I actually think I forgot to announce in the Discord that I'm streaming. Alright, there we go. Announced in the Discord. Sometimes it's really frustrating that I can't. I haven't been tagging my tweets about my streams lately. Partially because I don't care to. So... Give me a second. I gotta do some behind the scenes stuff. Ooh, but we're getting ready to start Zavir here in a second. I'm gonna get all his stuff set in. Need to do some strict. Okay. Okay. Do. So I can see what's on display. And they're Vastrial. Like I said, Zavir, luckily, like Alexia, is going to be pretty simple. I don't have his date outfit either. But I'm not going to worry about putting it on his model right now. The reason I wanted to get Alexia's done, because like I said, before we release a public build, Alexia's date outfit is required, Zavir's is not. So I'm not as worried about getting his put in. I'll work on getting one designed before we get to his date, but his date's not until Thursday in the script. His date is on Thursday, and Wednesday is what we need to get to in order to have a playable public build. So that's the goal. That's what we're moving towards. Not so much a full week build. Although, again, of course, we want to get to the full week. What's going on? There we go. Okay. Nope, I want to go to favorites. Find his body type that I have saved. There we go. Let's go ahead and actually undo all that. Then we need a pose from my boy. Which by default, his pose is usually like this. I think that is actually the exact pose that I use for Zavir. Is. And we're gonna open. What I wanted to do was import Alexia, but I might just need to open her and then save an image. Why is it on a white background? Oh, it's not. Okay. We're just going to save it as a PNG really quick. PNG. How is it doing? I don't want all that. I'm working in like 2 folders. Okay, save as a PNG. Yeah, I still gotta add her shading and stuff and then get her exported today as well. Luckily, it doesn't take much time. It's just a process. Import. Again, look it over. There we go. So the reason I'm importing Alexia is I want to make sure I keep their heads about the same size. So she is my frame of reference for making sure I'm not making Zavir too big, too zoomed in or anything. Oh, I must have accidentally. Yep, I accidentally turned off first time. Zoom in! There we go. Even though they have like different head models and stuff, I just want to make sure that I'm not making his like too zoomed in, too big, and that they look like if they were standing next to each other, things make sense. Which I think that's about it for Zavir. That's about the right size of the model, based on the size of Alexia's. Yep. Thank you, Alexia, for your... And now here's the thing. Actually, move Zavir down slightly. Probably gonna keep with this pose because I like it for him. So many images and so many different Come on, you can do it. Sort the folder. You guys can't see the folder right now. I changed the capture so that you guys only see close. Come on, sort the folder. Thank you. Okay, a little higher because he should be about the same height. He should be about the same height. Just a little tall. Same height as Vastrial. Which puts him slightly shorter than male. Yep. Okay, that's it. But he should definitely be shorter than Alexia. Which I need to import. Look at all these cross-referencings I have to make sure characters are the right size. Yep. Okay. Good. Good. There we go. That's about right for Zavir. He's the same height as Vastrial. He's interesting because I want him to have, he's gonna have a pretty long idle animation. I might change his pose slightly, because I mean, again, that is like the exact same pose. I can't even handle it. It's too much, too feminine. It's also the same pose as male Sanavi, but they wear it different. I think I did this pose, and then let's work on adjusting it. Pose adjustments. I think that's what it's like supposed to be, like something like that. I mean, we're only going to see him from this point of view, so what that hand is doing is a little less important. There we go. If they don't actually like move the camera, it should be fine and stay the way I want it to. See, there's no like pockets or anything. Don't want that. Probably should have kept those two images imported. I'm gonna re-import them because I actually kind of do need to keep them imported so that I make sure things stay where they should be. And re-import this one. Alright, and then I'll just keep them like that until we get him posed, and then I can make sure that things are where they should be. So I like this pose a lot better. I don't like that hand. So let's see what we can find for a hand pose. in the streets. Could go with the usual where I do the balled up hand and then just adjust the 2 fingers for holding his cigarette. But that does mean he would need a different hand for when he's not in his default state, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. The short, as long as he's not like to the top. There we go. It's the camera. I'm holding shift and just a little shorter than actually, I never actually did this, so let's see how this looks. Let's do we're gonna import this. Do that. And then we're going to import. Oh, what do we do? Nope. Talking to each other. Huh, interesting. Anyway. I never looked at it like that. I was just curious. I definitely want to do something to help the talking character stand out a little bit more, but I've got to implement a system that like fades, like slightly zooms in on who is talking, like on say and things like that. I kind of know how to do it, but I haven't taken the time to play around with it because I don't want to break my code right now. It works. So it's like mostly the same thing as before, but just slightly different because now his other hand is different, and sometimes slightly is better than not different at all. Let's see, what are his legs doing? I don't know what his, besides the usual like bouncing I do. I mean, not everyone has to have like super flashy animations. Most of the Sanavis don't. They all have like at least a little bit more movement, but maybe I'll like make this leg move slightly back, and that'll be it. That'll be it. Alright, let's get going. So, set this up like how we set up all our characters. And we start with the static. And luckily for Zavir, for this first 3 days, all we need is his default and his work. Nothing else. 2 outfits. So... gotta straighten my leg. Oof. Alright, I'm gonna take 1 second. My cup is getting empty, so I'm gonna throw on the Be Right Back. Turn the music up. Alright, I'm back. Got more water. Keep myself hydrated. I also took some pain medication, so hopefully I can go the whole 4 hours today without my sinuses killing me. And that out of the way, let's get right back into it. So, we're gonna go with the static as always. Need my keyboard back in my lap. Oof. I also need to stretch my legs because the way I was sitting was hurting my knee. I don't shrimp too much because I've got a pretty good chair and my setup allows me to get like really close to my desk. So instead of feeling the need to like bend towards the screen, I can work pretty comfortably. My problem is always my legs. My legs end up getting uncomfortable pretty easy. So considering we're gonna move his leg back and therefore have him come up, what I'm gonna end up doing is a guide for where like his middle of his eyes are. Actually, I need like a good reference point of like where the bottom is. We'll do that. We'll do the groin reference point. If it works, it works. And that'll just be the reference point for like where he goes down to when we're animating. And then move up slightly so that when we're animating his bounce, we have all of this like actually drawn out. Unlike all the other times I've done this where I've had to adjust it on the fly. Because he'll go up a little bit. So we'll by default have him in the up position. So for Zavir default, actually I need to change the line quality. We'll do his nose. He's got a pretty simple hairline. We actually want some of it to show. Go ahead and do it this way. Oh, come on, cats. You guys have been behaving so well. Don't start misbehaving now. Isn't he your fave? No, Zavir's not necessarily I wouldn't call Zavir my favorite. I like him a lot, but he's not my favorite character. I don't really have a favorite. I try not to play favorites with my characters. But I do like Zavir a lot. He's up there, but I like all the characters. I have a least favorite character. Like, I would have an easier time ranking the characters, like, that I don't particularly care for than trying to choose, like, which ones I really like. Because I really like Asriel. I really like Raphael and Samael. Like, I really like a lot of the characters. So I would have a hard time telling you, like, who I don't like. Like, who I would consider a favorite character or something like that. I'm going ahead and doing this because I actually don't want this to bounce with the rest of his hair. Or actually, that's probably the part I do want to bounce. So I'll do the smooth parts. He's got floofy hair. Oop. Whatever's visible on this side will have to go on an under hair layer. He'll be one of the first... Well, no, Alexia had hair that went under her face. So he'll be the second character. Here we go. let's keep going. So no, he's not my favorite, but I do project. I will say I probably project the most onto Zavir and Azrael. They're two of the oldest characters from the story that have undergone the least amount of personality changes, if that makes sense. A lot of the characters have had like severe personality changes, but Zavir and Azrael are pretty much the same characters they've been from day one, which makes them pretty special for me personally, just because I've done the least amount of change to them. And because, you know, again, this was a story I came up with back when I was, what, in high school? So like 14. It's an old story. No, this was junior high, gosh. So, no, not junior high. Early high school, junior high. So like 14, 15. So it's an old story. So to, you know, have any character that's pretty much the same character they were back then is, they mean a lot because they're reminiscent of an older me. It's good to have those kinds of characters. At least in my opinion. Everyone's always like, oh, your characters grow and mature as you do. And yeah, a lot of them will. But, I mean, that's kind of what leads to their unique character flaws. They remind me of an older me, a younger me. And hopefully by the end of the game, they're more similar to an older me. Because that means they've done some character growth. Hey! Leave her alone, Ocelot. Leave her alone. Don't mess with the baby girl. She's told you no. Leave her alone. Ocelot. I might have to separate the cats. Ocelot is being very aggressive towards the kitten. Actually, like, separate. But it still sucks. Heat, maybe? Yeah, I've questioned because Ocelot's not fixed yet. If he's doing it because she's female, because he also has a habit of like chasing down Toulouse. Toulouse is male though. But I do wonder if it's because he's not fixed. He's being very aggressive towards her, but she's only like 3 months old. And I know cats can have kittens pretty young, but I think she is still too young. Like, I don't know that for certain, but he's getting fixed next month. So it's not that, it shouldn't be a concern too much longer, but yeah, he keeps being very aggressive towards the new girl. So, as long as she can keep getting away from him, I'm not gonna, like, separate them out or anything. But if he corners her again, I'm gonna have to put her away in the room while I'm streaming, and then let her back out later when I can keep a better eye on them and keep him from ambushing her again and stuff like that. He's just being a butt. Trying to get this static layer done. Okay. It's not that big a deal. See, nothing much going on in YouTube chat, so we'll just keep going. So happy to be drawing Zavir. It's my boy. Without actually having that line there. I might also have him like straighten his arm or something. I do not want Snap to grid. I never want Snap. It is always only ever there as a reference. That stuff doesn't have black lines, it's all color. Reference. There we go. Look at him in his shirt outfit. Alright, and I didn't put the correct clothing later, but this is his default outfit. These are the lines for it. Like I said, for Zavir, we only have 2 that we need right now to get through the first 2 days. The first 3 days of this, well, till Wednesday in the script, and that's his default outfit and his work outfit. Those are the only 2 we need, which makes it so much easier. So we'll use the default to inform the work. Why did I do his head? Why did I forget that the head is its own layer? Well, it's an easy fix because we're just erasing, so. You can tell I've been doing other stuff that hasn't been Blade of the Archangels because I actually drew his head as a part of the static layer, knowing that it should be its own head layer. Actually, part of it probably comes from creating the 3 captain designs for Fatal Frontier. Oh my gosh. I've actually got to. No! Gosh darn it. That's all I wanted to do. I hate when I'm trying to grab this. I'll like sometimes grab the tabs. I hate it. I hate it. Isn't he? Can't see. Yeah, no, that's fine. Yes. Yeah. He's trans. He's trans. Yep. He is one of the trans characters in game. But it's not like a huge deal. I've said it before that I don't consider the character sexualities as like this thing to be a huge thing. Their sexualities only matter for story, backstory reasons, and like oh my gosh, something in my eye. For like backstory reasons and stuff like that. But yeah, Zavir is one of the trans characters in game. And he is awesome, which is why I love him. Doot, 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 doot. I had it so I could see what song was playing, and then I had to change everything around. Can we see them? Can you see? Oh, do you mean the captains from Fatal Frontier? Is that what you mean? You mean the captains? Yeah? Yeah, I can show up the captains really quick. Let me save this. You know what? I'll actually just open the game to show off the captains. Let me adjust the settings. And next project. Izzy, you're gonna fall, you silly cat. You're gonna fall. Alright. So if I go to start. Oh. Actually, I need to delete the persistence. Because the game only asks you to choose your captain the first time you play. After that, it won't ask you on your subsequent playthroughs. It's kind of to, you know, have some fun. Stuff like that. Start. We're gonna go with the default name. Yeah, so these are the 3 different captains that you can choose from. These are the 3 different designs. It's basically the same with like just a different hairstyle and stuff like that. It's keeping it pretty simple. Like I said, this was just the game I made to teach myself how to use Ren'Py and do different things in Ren'Py, like persistent choices, so that the game remembers something that happened in a previous playthrough, how to do achievements, how to do dynamic character switching. So like whichever captain you choose is your captain sprite for the whole game and things like that. So I didn't want to spend a lot of time creating the character models because I'm doing that for Blade of the Archangels, where I'm putting a lot more work and effort into it. But yeah, these were the 3 different captain designs. Go ahead and close that out. Yes, I want to quit. And like I said, you can actually play that game if you join the Discord. The link to join the Discord is pinned in both chats. So if you're not a member, you can always go ahead and join. Excuse me. You can always join the Discord. You can get access to the current no music version of the game. Because I just don't have the background music from Nikki yet. But I'm not gonna just not work on the game because I don't have background music yet. Alright, so let's get Ocelot. Leave her alone. We'll go ahead and get the work stuff done. Alright. No, not that. Not that. Come on. Come on, work with me here. Work with me. I do one thing to show off a game and suddenly the entire... my entire computer acts like it doesn't know what to do anymore. Alright, this work outfit though. I love it as much as I also hate it. We're actually going to turn that down just a little bit more. We're actually going to turn... after I get this line, turn that off. Actually, that's more the line I need. And then we do this. And this. Then we're here. It does look like Sanavi's because it is just like Sanavi's. Sanavi and Zavir work at the same place. So their uniforms are the same. Because the bar they work at has the same uniform regardless of gender. So male, female, no matter what, this is the uniform they wear. But yep, they work at the same place, so they have the same uniform. Let me see where... No, you can't get in my lap, Ocelot. No. 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 I'm working. No. I don't even know if you guys can hear him. He is arguing with me hard. No, leave her alone. You can't go mess with her because I told her you can't be in my lap. That's not how this works. I told you no doesn't mean go mess with the girl. Meanwhile, Toulouse is in the back of the apartment, just having himself a nice old nap. He has no time for these two. He's actually gotten a lot better with the kitten. He's not as mean to her. He's gotten a lot nicer to her, which I'm glad to see. He was being really mean. He's gotten a lot nicer. Ocelot. You better behave, Ocelot. Or else Izzy's gonna have to go into my room and play by herself. And then, let's see. There we go. And that is pretty much the lines for the work uniform. I think the only downside is because of the arm. Because this does need to be over. So what I might do is that, so I can make sure I put that flap over the arm. We'll basically have like this weird place to where it'll connect to, but I want to make sure it goes over the arm and not somehow is like trapped underneath it. A unique problem, but not that big of one. It just means an extra layer. I had to do the same thing for Sanavi for like all the different straps. Ocelot, behave. Alright, I think that's it. Beyond doing the color for the two layers, which since I already got the work layer up, we'll go ahead and do the colors for the work layer. Oh, actually, not quite. Not quite. Not quite done. So I didn't do this part. Nope, that's not what I wanted to turn down the transparency on. There we go. And then we'll do the color. So this is now the color layer. Turn back up and then turn it off. And turn back reference. Well, no, because this one's arm is showing. And then this is the same color. You could blind you. Blind you with his paleness. Let's see. So that's how it works? Yes. That's how it works. That is exactly how it works. Yeah, so basically how these animations are done for each of the characters is just layering in different folders inside of Clip Studio Paint. It's very similar to how Live 2D works. And Live 2D would actually make it a little more, I guess, the word I'm looking for is Live 2D makes it a bit more seamless. But Clip Studio, I already own Clip Studio Paint, which kind of makes Clip Studio Paint the better option for me. Ocelot. I'm hearing a lot of meowing. She's telling you no, Ocelot, leave her alone. I'm probably gonna have to go put the kitten in my room to get him to leave her alone. Yeah. Alright, give me just a second. I gotta go put the cat away because he doesn't want to behave. Just give me just 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm not gonna put up the be right back screen because I'm literally just gonna walk away and come right back. Oof. All right. Now that that's dealt with, hopefully I won't have to worry about the kit anymore. All right. And then we'll just do that way I can have some red here for when I fill it in later. Have a bit of an under red to make sure that it's kind of more seamless and stuff when it moves. If it moves. Oh, I forgot the little red patches, which do have lines. What are these? Are they pockets? Are they just decor on the leotard? Who knows? I didn't design it. Pretty sure it's just decor on the leotards. Pretty sure they're not pockets. I'm like 99% sure they're not pockets. They could be. I never asked the person who designed them what they are supposed to be. Nope. Wrong pen. Wrong layer. Now I can fix it because everything's on the right layer. Figuring out layer issues early. It's actually, in my opinion, better to put color on the wrong layer than lines on the wrong layer. Always. Huh, he doesn't have the diamonds on his pants? Only Sanavi does? Or did I just forget to draw them on his character sheet? Let me check the reference for the outfit. Here it is. Yeah, he's supposed to have the diamonds. Okay, I'm just an idiot and I forgot them. So let me open up Sanavi's character sheet to reference. Yeah, because we took the diamonds out of the inside and moved it so the diamonds are just on the out. But he should have the diamonds. I'm just an idiot who forgot to put them on. So there we go. Just go ahead and do that. Alright. That's the layout. Trying to decide how I want them to look. There we go, that's a lot better. There you go. Shine bright like a diamond. My daughter really likes that song, and so there was a point in time when, for the longest time, couldn't go like 5 seconds without hearing that song. Like, just shine bright like a diamond. And she's only 5, so she can't quite sing the words right. So it's really cute because she sings the words wrong, but she tries her best. It's really cute though. Tonight we're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Yes, yes, I'm singing on stream, but that's all you're getting. You're not getting a full singing stream, or me singing any full songs on stream until I hit 50 subs, 50 followers. When I get 50 followers or 150 subs on YouTube, one or the other. Until then, you're not getting a singing stream out of me. There we go. That's enough skin, right? I mean, his head's gonna come down in front of it, so, but still, you want the buffer. You can always adjust it more later. Get rid of that now. Just need to reference for his work outfit. Alright. I'll do this too. Would have helped if I actually put it on the lines I wanted to put it on. There we go. Do that. Back to this. And we'll just color pick our way to victory. Oh, I forgot. These are black outlines. They're just very thin. Some things are, some things aren't, so sometimes I forget what is black outlined and what is just color outline. The stuff on his arms is color and black outline, which just makes my life fun. This arm's easier because since it starts here, I can do all of it on that arm. This one's harder. But nothing else is black outlined. Everything else is color outlined, alright. And then this, go layer up, wrong pen, like that. And boop. This is actually harder to tell with the darker gray, so we'll actually up the gray a little bit. This his jacket is gray. I didn't do the little flap, I know it's there. I want to do it on a different layer, so I want it to kind of move a little bit. It's supposed to be that color. There we go. And then just like that. Use a color brush. And there we go. And then let's do his pants. Why did I draw that leg? Ugh! And why did none of you tell me? Ah. Why? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't, like, be sorry. Ah, no, get off the computer. You can't be over here, little girl. I'm gonna turn my computer off and then I'll be upset. Don't. I'm, like, half joking. It's my fault. I love how I went through all that and I'm like, oh, how did I forget to do this? And I didn't even want this to be here. Because I want this leg to move. So none of that even matters. Probably want to keep a little, well, no, because, hey, no, little girl, no, cannot have my food. Didn't want any of this anyway. What I'll do is like that. Hey, no! Away from my food. Goodness. I have to guard my own food. Alright. No, don't worry about it. I'm mostly joking when I say, like, why didn't you say anything? It's my fault for forgetting I wanted to do that. And it's okay. It's not like a bunch of work wasted. Just a small amount of work wasted. So, let's see. I want the leg to swing back. So, as far as this is concerned, we want it like right there. I'll do it like that for this leg. Should never be visible, but it gives me an informative amount of area of what to color. And then just Make sure I get all this stuff. It looks weird, but it's going to. But it won't look weird once everything's put together. It just looks weird for now. Now I have to use this to inform this. So I want them to end at the same point for animation reasons. There we go. Same thing. Want to erase more or less around here. And I'll just put the line on the pants on that actual layer when I do that leg so that it'll move accordingly and not have a weird like bend in it that doesn't make sense. Glad I realized it, at least at some point. Alright. There we go. That's the static for Zavir. So we're going to keep working on default. I'm going to turn works transparency back up. And no, you're not getting my food. Now I take away one distraction and finds another. We're going to do the stuff that needs to go. I'm not going to do the hair. I'll do the hair because it should still, like, as you can see, like, it should be under the head. It should be under the head, but, like, over the body. So the hair static I will do on the hair layer. The only thing I think that needs to go behind the static layer is actually this arm. And that is the right arm. So the right arm static. And same thing, we only have to do work and default. I'm gonna eat a little bit of my food so the kitten doesn't eat it for me. Ooh, it's so good, even cold. What am I eating? Oatmeal. I'm an old person sometimes. Actually, it's because I'm a single parent. My kid's part of the Head Start program at school, which means they send her like snacks and stuff and like easy food items for the weekend and stuff like that. And they keep sending oatmeal and things that we don't normally eat on a regular basis. So in order to try and limit how much waste there is, I've been kind of forcing myself, not forcing, because it's not like I don't like oatmeal, I just don't usually eat oatmeal. I've been like eating more oatmeal than I normally would. That's all. It's kind of interesting. But no, it's just oatmeal. The kitten's trying to help me eat it. Because of course she is. There we go. I just wanted to swing the arm out a little more. Doesn't really change anything else. This is just the jacket. It's right here. Does that. I'm actually going to turn off default now. And then fully draw. Fingers. There we go. There we go. And then if you turn on static, doesn't really matter because you can't see it all anyway. I wonder how it looks with work. Yeah, it still looks okay. Good. Good. And then I'll turn that off. Oh gosh, those fingers, they look awful. I'm not gonna keep those. Little sausage fingers. It's just the one finger actually looks terrible. There we go. It also just looks weird because it's not how hands work. But for the sake of what's visible, that's how hands work. Then we also need to do this. Oh, I need to adjust that. Seamless. Make it seamless. There we go. Looks pretty seamless now. Alright, and then let's do the work variation, which luckily for this arm is going to be very similar, except he's got to have his work gloves on. We'll go ahead and turn default off, turn work on. We will reference the default arm layer. Yeah, we don't really need that. We can just work off this. Lines. I should probably save since I'm thinking about it. And there we go. That's the work variation. Looks just as okay, which is good. And we'll go ahead and turn off static. Since I've got work first, we'll go ahead and color it in. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And we'll go ahead and do default, which is a bit more involved, but not much. And then once it's colored, we'll go ahead and double check that it still works with the static layer on top of it. And then we'll just keep going. It would help if we had the right layer. There we go. Now here's the fun part. The only animation I might want on this would be like that. Which I guess it doesn't look too weird. don't know. Not animating anything right now. Whether or not that arm will move will depend on other stuff. But anyway, so that looks okay. So let's try work. And that looks okay. I missed a bit of coloring there. There we go. That's the right arm done. So let's switch everything back to default. And we're actually going to do the left leg first, because it needs to go underneath the left arm. So I'm going to do left leg, legs, and then we'll do default. And this is probably one again where I can just do a line, at least for these, where I can actually just do a default and work in the same one and just have the colors be different. So we're gonna call it def/work. I'm still gonna do a folder because again, these aren't gonna be his only outfits, but for right now, they're his only outfits. So I still want to set myself up for success by having the folder structured so that I can easily throw more in. So for the sake of this, I'm going to do that so I can see where the leg lines should go. And then I'll just have 2 different color layers for stuff. Actually, I need to have the leg moved up. For as much that will be visible. So, like that. Like that. Because then we can take this leg and we can move it like that. Ironically, that's where I need more as well. So I might have to move him even higher. Just to make sure I can get that leg colored. Just the one. I'm just going to go ahead and do the color and then move everything back down. It's as high as I need it. And of course we can swing it back to be like that. So that's that, and then that's that's where it's at now. So even if I like swung it from there, I at least need a little bit. There we go. Alright. We'll turn static back up. Then we're going to turn it off. Because we're going to do... two color layers. So we'll do def color. It's basically what I need to do is like that. And then turn that off. Erase that. Well, no, I want static on. I want static color off. So that I can do that. Get rid of that. So I can do that. Because that gives me the other thing I need. Which is... and now I can turn it off completely. Got what I wanted out of it. Which is where the shirt is. Because this is the leg straight, so. will also help me define like as far as it can go and stuff like that. Now with the color, if I do this and then do that. Oh, whoops. Didn't want to just grab the color, I wanted to grab the whole thing. So here. That's also still more an issue with the coloring. There we go. And then turn it off. Yeah, that's an issue. It's just not coloring it in all the way yet. And then need to do this orange line, which is this orange. Yeah. Oh, there is that. And once again, I need to not with just that. You need to grab the whole thing, do it again. Okay, that's about the limit of it. And then I come here and I do that. And then if I come back up here and I do this again. That's what we love to see. You love to see it. Alright. Now we can take all this and move it back down. Nope, because I need to do work before we move anything. I need to do the work colors. So, color, cooler. Yeah, let's just call it walk. Not work. Work. Let's change the static over to work. Turn this off. Mine mostly works, so we're just gonna go with it. We need this color for this one. Luckily, there's less that we need to match up here. A lot less, so. The diamond is completely on the pants leg, so we don't have to try and make it line up with anything else. Still check to make sure that the animation looks good. So don't have to mess with it later, but other than that, should be good. Looks good so far. Thank you. I appreciate it. I try. I am trying. Sometimes that's like the hardest part, is making sure like the color and stuff is still gonna work. And see, the difference with this one is because of this, I actually have to just use the default layer to fill in that color difference, which is fine. I actually can't even tell if that's right, because the default has a better line for knowing when things are in the right place. But I'm not working with the default right now. There we go. So we'll actually switch to the default though. And it's good. Awesome. Now can move everything back down. Actually can move everything down to the guide now. Which apparently isn't even in the right spot. Yeah, it is. Almost there. There we go. And that's where everything is supposed to be for the guide. But since I've already got what I need for the leg figured out. Oh, nope, that doesn't work because of the hand. Gosh darn it. Everything can't be moved down quite yet because I gotta do the arm. Which now it's time to do the left arm. For that, I'm going to turn static down a little bit. I'll leave the right arm alone. This, do another folder, we'll call this right arm. And then, come on. And I'll have default and work in it. Come on, I didn't hit. Oh my gosh, it's getting annoying. That's a good sign to save. Delete. Thank you. Now I want another folder. Thank you. Work. I feel like I'm fighting with Maya again. Goodness. But no, thank you. I put a lot of work into these character sprites, which is why I didn't put a lot of work to the ones for Fatal Frontier. Not because the game's not worth the time, but just because these are just a bit more important. Because this is the main project. That was a project to teach me what I was doing for this. That was the point of that project, was to help inform this one. So it didn't need a lot of, you know, unnecessary attention, so to speak. But I still gave it, you know, a bunch of love and attention. I still wanted it to be good. And I think it is. I don't think I half-assed it enough that it's, like, awful. I just didn't, like, the character sprites aren't animated. There aren't a super ton amount of expressions. There are some, but there's not, like, a super ton amount of expressions. There's not a bunch of outfit changes and stuff. There's just a few. Because, like I said, the point of that game was to help show me how to do different things for that one, this one. So, of course, I had to do some stuff. Or to help me figure out how to code it, like condition switching. Which was something that game taught me how to do. So it was still very useful, it's just it wasn't as important as this one. So I didn't want to dump time that needs to be spent on this one and that one. Not for children, not for children. We have a smoker. Yes, Zavir smokes. Don't try to talk to him about it either. He will never quit. He's been smoking since before you were born. Which is pretty true for most characters in game. Well, most people that he would run into in game. Not most of the characters, a lot of the characters are different. Plus, it's an e-cig. These things are safe anyway, right? I see you laughing, Wander. You've been quiet, but that's all good. I'm happy to have you and Weeb hanging out with me while I work. Happy to have you hanging out. Alright. Oof. Sorry, I hit something in my eye. Get a drink of water. And there we go. So now let's get rid of... No, I'm still gonna need it because I gotta do his arm. But we're gonna help use the depth layer to help define. So now this one's a little different. Because even if I still want that, I have to do it like this. There we go. Nope, that still doesn't work. There we go. Nope, not quite. Still not quite. There we go. So they still have kind of the same start and stop. Get to see that pasty whiteness on display. Oh no, he's got the gloves. So probably about here. So I think that's about where I did it on this arm. Yeah. About here. Where the gloves start. Those work gloves. And that's when we'll turn this up, but then turn it off. So that I can just focus on this. And here, he actually won't have the cigarette. Can't smoke at work. And his hand is slightly different because of it. There we go. And like usual, because I'm here. Does this have the markings on the arm? No, because this arm wouldn't have markings, and you can't see the diamond on the other side. So, there we go. I've misspelled color almost every single time I've written it in this file. And it's, I think it's just funny. I've misspelled color almost every time. But the most important thing is that I know what it is. And that I know what it's supposed to be. This. And that. And there we go. That's that arm. wrong leg, so it looks weird. There we go. But now we're going to default, so. Let's put on the default arm. Turn that one off, turn this one on. And this is actually where I need to add more lines. So I gotta do that square. Nope. Should be from right here. Just like that. Actually, I think it's more like that. That's how it should look. And I do need that color. We're going to turn off static, and we're going to do color. There we go. There we go. And then we get that orange, just like that. Just like that. Turn this light off for a second. There we go. There's that. Now I just gotta do accessories. But now I should be able to move everything down. Because now it's just his head and accessories. So, I actually don't want this on, I just do want it selected though, so I can move it with everything else. Because that's how low he's actually going to be, based on his height. But everything exists for the animation factor. So, ACC, and we have his default and his work. Work. So we'll do the default one first. And it's just going to be the little flap. It's supposed to be right here. That's it. That's all it is. But I don't think it, if they were super detailed. Like, luckily, I've done most of the super detailed stuff on other characters. Not every character needs a 15 million tier outfit with 50 million things animating on them. Alright, there we go. And then for work, oof, all the switching. It's gonna be the flap. Which I'm not sure this will even animate. This was more just so I could go over the arm. The way it should. Well, thanks for the YouTube cheers. I can see them a little bit. I've got YouTube open on my phone. So you can see what's going on the YouTube side of chat. Thank you. Just don't type in chat very often, obviously, because I'm working. We're almost done with Zavir. We just got to do his head and then animate him. And then we'll have everyone who needs to be done for tomorrow's update done and ready for implementation. Still no voice acting. I'm still waiting on some lines. It is what it is. I'm still waiting on some lines from one of the Sanabis, actually. I know, it's disappointing, but it'll be okay. That just means it'll be even more awesome once it's finally there. That just means it'll be even more awesome. Alright, so don't need any of this on to do the head. So let's do the head. We're gonna do the static part of the head first. Why did I make a folder for that? In some of the Sanabis I made a folder, and other ones I didn't. Alright. Okay, I actually need the static layer on so I can see, like, where the line for his neck is. But that's it. So now we'll do the face that I already had done, and now I'm redoing, because I did it on a layer I didn't need to. There we go. He's human. Get some nice human ear. Alright. And then we'll do the base part of his hair. Look at that floof. Floofy hair. Look at. And then into his face. There we go. And that's it. That is the static part of his face. Now underneath, let's go ahead and color actually. I will turn the color back up on that and then turn it off. Because it looks like for the most part, like the only color I need from this head is like right there. So actually, let's just go ahead and do that. Nope. Because he has long hair, we'll just do like here for the color for his head. Make sure it goes down low enough. Actually, I gotta make sure that's not too low. Yeah, because it's too low. Let's do it based off this then. Based off default. Not what I want to turn down transparency on. Although I do want to erase that. So we'll actually do a skin line like there. Based off the default layer. Because regardless, it still covers both. Alright, now we'll just color in this base static layer. Boop. Base hair. There we go. Now underneath this, still in this folder, we'll do hair B, which means the hair that's behind the head. Which, it's not much. Here the cop cars going by. Turn static back on. There you go. That's it. That's all it is. I turn this off. that with it. Oh. Cooler. Should just start calling it like cool. Stop putting so many characters into it that take longer to write out. There we go, there's that. And then I want brow and mouth to be near each other. So we'll make this one eyes. And then we need an open and a closed. So we're going to turn this off actually and turn that off. So I can turn this back on for reference for his eyes. And there we go. Oh, well, I guess that's open now. And that's closed. Zavir's pretty easy for his eyes. He almost looks like a meme. I think he's got meme eyes. Gosh, so many notifications on my phone. Honestly, as long as none of them are about my kid, I couldn't care less. Alright, let's go ahead and get the colors on these so I can then merge them and name them. There we go. And then there we go. There are his eyes open. Characters always look so cursed when they don't have their eyebrows yet. What was that? I don't know what that was. But whenever they don't have their eyebrows, they always look like a certain level of cursed. Yeah, they really do. They really, really do, weeb. They have a certain level of, like, curseness to them when they don't have their eyebrows. But because the eyebrows need to be able to be changed for different expressions, I can't put them on the same layer as the eyes. So we just have to have, like, cursed eyebrows. Cursed faces. Color. So we got open eyes and we got closed eyes. We want the eyes open for now. And now, kind of for everything else, I can kind of leave all this stuff on. Ironically, he's static is... Everything else is on work and static is on default. So let's just change everything to default. There we go. Look at this cursed egg face. Ah, it's cursed. Cursed! Cursed egg face. It's so cursed. So yeah, in light of that, let's do brows next. So that his face will just look a little less cursed. Right, so we're gonna do default. Default brows. Still looks weird because he's got like no oh, you know the word, mouth. He's got no mouth, so he still looks kind of weird. Like, I have no mouth but I must scream vibes, because he's quite literally got no mouth. I actually want to do something real quick with the eyes. French vanilla. Always goes like it's stuck in my head this time of year. So something funny is something that, like, if you're younger you might not like really understand. Is like old commercials. Because no one who's like under a certain age seems to remember this commercial, but it was a commercial for coffee creamer. Cool Whip, no, it was Cool Whip, when they would come out with the French vanilla Cool Whip this time of year, because it was Christmas or whatever, and for some reason that means French vanilla Cool Whip. I don't know who was asking for it, but apparently that's what they thought needed to happen on the holidays. But it used to be like Christmas time is here for that special time of year with the Cool Whip. Happy holidays in a number of ways. Fa la 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 la, French vanilla. And I will never forget it for as long as I live, probably, because it always seems to be stuck in my head somehow. And it's always really funny when I sing it and people have no idea what I'm talking about and they just get confused. So this will be the eyebrows for Happy, which we will just kind of move them up. Alright, and then we'll duplicate again. These will be the eyebrows for Angry. Or at least annoyed. Tilt to that eyebrow, make it look mad. Gotta do it with the other one too. Look angry. There we go. Angry eyebrows. Angry Eggman. And then a duplicate. All this 4. And this will be for talking. Or the talk. Which, this one is fun. I just raise one. Eyebrows. So he looks a little less cursed. But let's give this man a mouth. Let's give this man a mouth. Which will also have 4 variations of default, not DWF, DEF, default, smile, brown, and talk. still looks weird because he doesn't have like his usual fangs. Actually, I might change these default eyebrows. Yeah, I'm gonna change them just a little bit. Just the one, actually. Edit. No, the transformation I want is edit mesh transformation. That didn't quite get the look I wanted. Let's go, well, first let's deselect. Let me do this. And then can move it up slightly. And then I'm gonna do the mesh transformation, because what I want is for this part to go down. This part to go up. There we go. And now I can go change his default mouse. And there we go. It's default. And I'll actually go ahead and do this, where I draw each expression with the appropriate brows. And I need to have this one on as a reference point. You know what? I already see something that bothers me. Smile and a frown. And the talk. All right. Yeah, it would help if I had the right layers selected. There we go. And Doing kind of the same thing here. Totally hit Control T, but I have the wrong layer selected again. There we go. And then there's just the front of his head. I'm actually gonna go ahead and put mouth on top. Just doesn't look right. That looks better. Got the tuck eyebrows up because I also need to color in his mouth and stuff. So there's that. Which I'm actually just going to use the pen to do. Just be very careful. There you go. And then we just take that, mouth color it in. Same here. Too big, too big. Just go in, take it easy. There we go. All right. It still looks soft. Bothers me. It's probably because of his nose. Let's adjust his nose to something different. Like, let's just... His nose should end right about there. Let's do this. Okay. Eyes. Help if I actually had the pen. Eyes were there. Chin is there. Ignore all that. So, midway point between those two is like here. And then here. If you don't know what I'm doing, I'm trying to figure out the spacing. So yeah, his mouth is about the right pace. I think the problem is his nose wasn't. And then I put it on the wrong layer. But I move his nose to like there. Should make his face look a little less off. It does. It looks a little less off. I can still move, yeah, the mouth down a little bit. There we go, like that. But that also doesn't quite feel. Because his eyes are more like there. Which, yeah, means his nose should go down lower, and that moves his mouth lower. Let's move the mouth down to there. And let's redraw the nose. That's not eraser tool. What makes the mouth look like it's too low? Even though that's technically the spacing. Actually. Mouth should be a little higher. And the nose could be a little higher, but I'm gonna leave the nose and we're gonna move the mouth up. There we go. That's a lot better. That's a lot better. That's a heck of a lot better. Heck of a lot better. Alright, let's do the rest of his hair. His bangs. Yeah. Like that's always if I think the face looks off, that's like the first thing I'll do is I'll check, you know, the rules. So we'll do the bangs that are pushed back first, because those need to be underneath the other ones. And we're just gonna call them back, left, and right. That makes my life easy. So, one. So these are the bangs going back. These are the ones from here. Which, why does it look like I picked up the wrong color for his hair? I might have. Did I? I did. I picked up the shade color instead of the base color. There we go. Talk about cursed images. Anyway, now that that's fixed, let's go back to drawing in his bangs. I knew something looked off. His hair looked too dark. There we go. And then, of course, the color for these is turn off this color, turn off that, do that, turn this stuff back on, and then turn that off. Boop, boop. And then just, not that, go through and do that. There we go. That's that colored. And then we'll do left. To the left, to the left. Everything you owned in the box to the left. In the closet. That's my stuff, yes, if I bought it. Please don't touch. Yes, I sang again. It's all good. I am going to occasionally sing if something comes to mind, but I'm not going to sing or do a stream where I heavily sing until I hit 50 followers. You have your conditions, and they have not been met. There we go. And we'll do color. Alright, and I'm actually gonna do that and turn this off and turn that off so I can see what I'm coloring. So much stuff to turn off just to do the color. That is still in the other setting too. I mean, for the most part, it's fine because the lines are right. Wonder if Zavir had an emo kid face. I say that as if it's not up to me if he did or not. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. I can use that as reference to do the right thing. And rightio. Mr. Right. Cause I'm Mr. Right Side. That's not how that works. Nor is that how that song goes. It's a little too far. It should be like that. And then that. And that. Boop. Just like that. And then I can just turn that off. And do the color. Cooler. The floating eyes. Do they haunt your dreams yet? Are you frightened by the missing face? It's missing chat. I'll turn everything back on in a second. I kind of have to put the base back on because I need to do the extras, which actually go underneath back. So we're just gonna call it EX. Turn that back on, and then turn this and this back on. Because I need to do the extra little pieces that, like, make his hair look more floofy. Like that. Which I think is, like, the only piece I need to add. Yeah, that's the only piece. Hey, look, you get your own layer, and you're only, like, 2 feet big. But hey. You get your own layer. There. We're actually done with Zavir. Look at him. Let's save. Before I lose all that progress, because it's been a while since all that saved. Oh my gosh, look at him. Look at him. Look at that baby boy. Well, let's get him animated. So I might spend the last hour shading the two of them so that I can just go ahead and finish doing all my exports when the stream ends, throw some code up, get the build ready, and get the video made. Oof. Before I have to go to the store. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I have to use the bathroom. So we're going to take a quick bathroom pause. Bathroom party break. Yes, a BB break, if you will. So I'll be right back. adventures you have with a special needs kid. So my daughter was only potty trained earlier this year, so she is still trying to figure out all the stuff that goes along with being potty trained. One of those things including saying something and you use up all the toilet paper. Sometimes it's the little things that we as like adults or like non-disabled people don't think about as much. She has to be told directly, or it's a big issue for her to remember and think about it and stuff like that. But it's all good. She's great. She is absolutely great. It's just funny because there was no toilet paper underneath the sink for once. Because I thought there was still one more underneath there, so I hadn't bothered to put another one up. Anyway, let's get Zavir animated so we can actually get this out of his file now. And always start on the bottommost layer we want to animate, which is, let's see. If I can make this look decent. So means we're gonna do this here. So I don't really need to do a lot of animations inside any of the folders. So I set it up so that the folders are the only thing I need to touch. And we can get rid of the guide, because the guide was just for when he was higher up. Make the folder, the file, as bare bones as possible so that it doesn't lag the computer as much. Oh gosh. Alright. So let's try this. Let's see if we can make this work. No, I'm just gonna, it just looks weird because what it should do is this should go in while that goes down. Pretty sure the only way I can make that work would be to do it something like this. That looked better. So let's see if I go to the end. I'm gonna zoom out on the timeline so to like do less scrolling. Can look at the entire timeline. I do that, and then like here, do the swing, do this. I almost feel like what it should be is like start here. Like I feel like that should be it. Like just delete that key and just start there. And like just have that be the animation for the arm. Static doesn't move. Track label, what? No. Right, and this. Where's the leg? Which will be right here. Animation is... Probably about here. Bounce down. And there to bounce back up. Around there. Okay. Something weird going on here. You know what? I'm actually gonna do here, put another key, and like right there. We're gonna do that. That's not quite what I wanted. Might have to spread it out just a little bit to get it a little more separated out. There we go. That's kind of the effect. Will I stream this weekend? No, unfortunately. This is my work weekend. My weekend to stream would have been this past one, but I couldn't because I had strep on top of my sinus infection. So my throat was dead. I was coughing really, really bad all weekend, like constantly coughing up blood and all kinds of other stuff. I'm actually still on the antibiotics for the strep, but I'm feeling a lot better. As you can see, I'm going more of the stream just in general without coughing. Wander can definitely tell you the streams have been rough, but I'm going a lot more of the stream without like constantly hacking and like dying on stream. So I'm doing a lot better now that I'm on antibiotics. Yeah, I think things have been rough. They have been rough, but no, it's not a stream weekend. That'll be next weekend. I've got work at night, unfortunately, and I can't stream during the day because my kid is home. It's 11:11, by the way, make a wish. Or at least it's 11:11 in my time zone. Glad you're feeling better. Yeah, I'm glad to be feeling better too. I'm glad that I can actually stream and talk and not have my throat like die while I'm trying to do the stream. It's so funny when I'm first starting and like everything else is still so still. But that looks a lot better for the shoulder because it doesn't look like the shoulder's like rising out of the nether. So it's the leg, right arm. I'm probably just gonna do a simple sway. That's all I'm thinking. Like probably about here. I always forget to move this first. About here, do a slight sway in. Slightly in. Actually, what I should do is like do one there. And one there. This is the only one that's going to animate the whole time. Slight sway in. And slides left. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. This will get an animation, even though the work one won't. Hello, kitten. Hello, Izzy. I've got a keyboard in my lap, Izzy. You can't get in my lap. Don't you play with my headphone cord. That's not a toy, sweet girl. That's not a toy, little Izzy. That's not a toy. You can't get in my lap right now. You want some attention? That's your problem? You want some attention? You don't like me sitting here streaming? Oh, you don't purr? You want to meow into the microphone? You want to tell everyone hi, Izzy? You guys might be able to hear her purring. Oh, there she goes. Izzy says hi. Izzy says hi, guys. Izzy says hi, you guys. She's a cutie. Mommy's got another hour on stream. Daddy has another hour on stream before we can play and hug and stuff. Got another hour to stream, sweet girl. Daddy's got another hour. Gotta let Daddy have his time. Daddy has work to do. Daddy's got work. Oh, come on. I'm trying to put you down. There you go. There you guys got to hear little Izzy. That's our youngest in the house. Our only girl. Got 2 boys. She does not care for being picked up, though. Like, she doesn't mind being, like, kind of picked up, but not really. Put that right there. Put that there. There'll be another thing that'll kind of move, but we're gonna have it only do, like, a very small movement. So I'm actually gonna use the keyframe editor for. Why does it not want to let me scale it? Can I not see the X and Y scale lines? Huh. It's weird. I don't know why it won't let me do that. It usually does. Yeah, see, that just looks weird. I guess we won't do an animation on it because it wants to be weird and not let me do what I want. So it's just there. I wanted to kind of make it look like it was kind of flapping open and then closing, but I'm not going to fight with it to do that, so. Alright, we got some head animations to do. The biggest ones are the eye blinking, we'll do the bangs, and then hair moving. But As I said, we work our way from top to bottom, which means the first thing we're going to mess with is this one. Boop. Not there. Here. It's going to be an easy one too. Just going to have it kind of sway up a little bit. That's it. Actually, I need to anchor this a little higher. We're going to zoom in because we're just focusing on head stuff right now, but I need to be able to see some other stuff. Alright. Alrighty then. Because I gotta make sure some of the other stuff moves with, like, the leg. Movement. Actually gonna have it set a little faster. Right, there we go. And eyes are an opacity game. So we want both of these to be set. And we want close to be off. We want open to be open. Probably around here. I'll say probably around here. Start the blink. Take 1 second to blink. Eyes completely closed. Eyes completely open. And then right here, same thing. Back open. And then we'll do, and actually do a second blink right here. With similar timing. Closed. And then open. There we go. Blinks animated. Let's see. Look at him blink. Alright, blinks animated. And then we just need to animate talk if it will let me do what I want to do. It would probably help if I actually put the thing where it needs to be, which is not down there, but centered up here. Up here. The key. Up to that. Oh, these are supposed to be holds. I forgot about that. This is always a hold. And then this is a hold. And then this is a hold. Might move these more like this. Put these slightly closer together. Do another one. And one more. One more for the road. There we go. Now we've got the at done. He's all talked up. So now his mouth animates when he talks. We're getting there. Now the bangs. Now this, I'm not going to animate because this doesn't move. But this actually needs to be animated to go up slightly when he goes down. Which, considering he's standing up straight and then he sinks right here. So that's where we're going to focus on. Let's close all these folders so that I can see more. So let's go and get started. Go ahead and do that. And we want it back to normal. Probably about here. Oh, should not be holds. These should be smooths. Smooths. And we're going to delete that key because this isn't in the right place. So, nope. Delete that key. Come here. Do that. Then go here and redo that key. Here. There we go. And about here. Like that. It's kind of funny, but it'll make more sense when his body actually sinks down, I promise. And we're going to use that as our base timing for everything else. So this should also have a key there. We're going to move that up to here. As he sinks down, it should kind of swing out. And then I would say about here it should kind of swing back in a little bit before settling, maybe here. Yep, and we'll use that same timing for the right one so that both of the banks kind of follow the same path. So like there, until here, swings out, and here, or it'll actually swing a little too far in the middle, until it finally settles like right here. There we go. There we go. Alright. All that stuff is done. I wonder if I could get away with animating his head. He might be the only character who I can get away with animating his head. Let's see. It would help if I put this in the right spot. Right there. Has to be the same thing. There. And like back up by here. There we go, look at him move. Look at him, look at the baby move. Alright, let's do the whole folder movement. So then we do this. We have the key. I'll say about there. Actually, no, I need to look and see where the leg movement is. Oh, that is the leg movement. Look at me getting the exact key by accident. Skills. No skill issues here. No. Skull issues. I'm gonna guess you meant skill wander. I'm gonna guess you meant skill issues. No skill issues here. Accidentally got the right key. I should have kept that open though, because I need to make sure the like syncs on the right key. That we go down on the right key. There we go. I think the thing I need to change the most is like the right arm animation. Just because of everything else. No, not me. Let's just change the time. Gosh. There we go. Also, the thing is, with this arm coming up, it looks weird that it doesn't go back down. So actually, let me take this key, take this T first, and we'll copy it, and we'll paste it here, copy this key, and paste it here, and then I'll take these keys, do that. That key, do that. Alright, let's see how that looks. No, what I want to do is more have that be a hold, I guess, until about here, and then I want it to become smooth. Delete that key. Turn this one into a smooth. I don't actually have to take that long. So this is just a midpoint to make sure things stick smooth. I'd actually say you could probably take that key out. Things would be just fine. Yeah, I would actually say this key doesn't need to be there anymore. You could just take these keys and do like that. Things would just be just as fine. Yeah. Completely. That's not what I want it to be. I wanted to move it over one. I could do that. arm doesn't stay gone for long. It feels like it should, though. Like, let's say it takes 1 second to do that. And then, no! And then we do this here, and it holds for a little more than a second, and then disappears. Yeah, it's not much is moving. Which makes it feel weird. Well, now it's just the arms move, which is a little bit weird. The arms move and a blink happens. It feels like something else should be happening. What if we did that? Well, beyond the fact that the mouth is jumping around the face, just a little too much. Gonna have to do some fixes there. So right there. I don't know. I want this. Luckily, that one doesn't move too badly. Maybe it was that one. Maybe it was that. That one's a little off as well. I need to remember to change these two holds. Little off. Not badly so. Just a little. It's done here. It's just a little off. Not much. That's where. Okay, I think the problem is I need to turn this off for a second and just focus on this. Which means I also need to change the guide. Oh gosh. Again. Alright. That is where his mouth should stay. If it's not there, I need to get it there. No, I need to be able to see this now. There we go. It's a little to the side. There we go. That one is quite off. Sinks a little bit, but for the most part, okay. And then that That's okay. Alright, so now if I turn this back on, his mouth shouldn't jump all over his face anymore. It's still moving. Why is his mouth... Why is it jumping all the way over there for some reason? I don't get it. Shouldn't be. Turn that on. That looks better. Goodness, no idea why his mouth was jumping around. It's just weird. Runaway lips. Yeah, kinda. That's what was going on. But yeah, there we go. And there's Zavir. All animated and pretty much ready to be put in. I totally didn't yawn. You guys didn't hear that. And then we'll do that so it loops a little better. A little more seamless of a loop. And then just to be sure, we're going to switch everything over to work and make sure that it still looks good. Because just because things look good on one doesn't mean it looks good on the other. So we're just going to double check and make sure it does. If I would actually turn off that, keep that on. And then we need to switch the other arm. Let's make sure work looks good with the animation. Nothing looks weird here. Oh, the arm doesn't quite go back enough. That is one of the easiest things for me to fix. No, I want Zavir. I don't want the whole head. There you go. Well, no, because we don't want it to be that. We want it to be smooth. Smooth like butter. And then it goes away here. There we go. Yep, the most part at work. Or just as well. Let's change its expression for fun. Let's change the expression from talk to smile. And put on those eyebrows. Alright, let's do his default. Default eyebrows. default mouth, where he looks like he's judging you, as he should. Look at that. Look at my boy. Alright. Thank you. I think he came out really well. He does look good, and I'm glad that it works with only a slight minor fix that had to be done in both versions of the outfit. So pretty much as long as I keep any future versions super close to what these two are, then the animation will work and I don't have to like adjust it. It's done. I can just add more variations into the folders and he'll be animated. Look at him go. There he goes. There he goes again. Alright, so we got about 15 minutes left in the stream, which is really not enough time for me to shade really either Alexia or Zavir, even with the few amount of outfits they have. Not on stream. So we're actually going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I'm going to let Zavir's animation play in the background while I figure out who we're going to raid over on Twitch. Who is on right now? Not many people because it's daytime. But that means we'll always go ahead with my favorite, Ferret Software, because I love the Ferret channel so much. So we're going to go ahead and raid Ferret Software. If you don't know, this is a channel owned by Pirate Software Thor. He's not streaming today because it's Thursday, so Thursday is his production days. He doesn't stream today. I'll put a link over for my YouTube people though. So it's ferrets.live. If you want to join, oh, did I spell it right? Yeah. Ferrets.live. If you want to go ahead and join us over there. And that's where we're going to be heading. So other than that, I want to thank you all, as always, for coming out to watch me stream. And until next time, bye-bye.